Hi, I'm Suki.
And I'm Claire.
Welcome to Getting Psychic, where you can listen to us use ourselves to test the theory that anyone can get psychic. And we're in. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Suki.
What's up?
Not so much.
What are we going to talk about today?
I don't know. What do you feel?
I don't know.
What have you been schooling yourself on?
Okay, Eckhart, Tolle. I started reading one of his books, and I like it. It's cute, but I'm not going to... I'll talk about it next time.
Which one?
I think like The Power of Now.
Oh, read A New Earth.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay, I will.
That really it changed my brain.
How so?
I don't even know. It's now been so long that my brain was changed. It took me out of myself. And you know how I talk about how I just kind of watch life happen?
Is this dude responsible for that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Because I feel like from what I've gathered from the tiny amount that I've read before bed a couple nights this week, it's very charming and heartwarming. Mm-hmm. If you came here for actual information, maybe you're listening to the wrong podcast, but no, I'm kidding.
We know
it's like he's almost like trying to teach us how to separate our identity from our mind.
It's recognizing, well, it's the power of now. Yeah, the power of now. I mean, it's about, separating, well, your mind and what you think that you are. It's moving in the world from the space of what we would call ego, of a complete recognition and belief of who you are from this very specific insular place, as opposed to stepping outside of yourself and recognizing that you're one with everything.
Yeah. It's kind of like this weird thing that our bodies are cages for our...
I think our minds are cages.
Perception of ourselves. Yeah, right. All of that. But it's almost like he's saying, don't associate your identity or your soul with your mind.
Yes, that is correct. Because your mind is full of bullshit. I'm not talking about your brain. I'm not talking about your knowledge. I'm talking about the voice that's constantly nitpicking you and telling you shitty things about yourself.
Or judging other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Or yourself. Or like all of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider that to be, like, what is he addressing? Your higher self?
Yes. I mean, he is trying to get you to get closer to your higher self. To
and you
the
feel
oneness.
Like...
To a space where you recognize that there's a character that you are, that you've created, or that's been created.
Oh my God. It's like we're actually just the emojis of our souls.
Word.
I just spun out.
I like it. It was really good.
It's horrible. Get me out of here.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. Like, seriously, I didn't read The Power of Now until after I read A New Earth. And so it was everything that The Power of Now said I had already, like, been destroyed by reading.
Which one came out first?
Power of Now.
Well, I'm going to...
Hold on. I was trying to find it. Where did you put it?
Oh, the book?
Yeah. But I think
Claire's, when I was talking a moment ago, Claire just slowly started rolling backwards as if like that. Like you're slowly rolling away from the mic. I'm going to try to not acknowledge it. You're looking for the book? I could get The Power of Now.
It's okay.
I've been reading enough passages to the psychics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it's great. I love it. It's actually when people have asked me, and I completely forgot about it when we started talking about all of this shit. When people have asked me, like, where do I start? Where is a good place to begin
your spiritual journey?
A journey or whatever, or to try and unlock some shit. And I would always say, read A New Earth.
Okay, well, You heard it here first, kids.
Yeah, a lot of people have a hard time with it because he talks about Jesus in it, but not in a reverence way, more in a, I don't know, it didn't feel like he was Christian.
It actually says on the back of the book, almost like a disclaimer, that he does not have any affiliations to organized religion. He's like us.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're reading it.
Yeah, I
You
need
read
to
a lot.
Well, you'd think based on what I mentioned, but it's like I'm so excited and so hungry to learn when I get excited about a subject that I'll start multiple books at once, which is psychotic, and I never thought I would do that. But it's like, oh, I gotta read a little bit of the chakra book, and then, oh, what is that on my shelf? I mean, I didn't even know that I owned The Power of Now. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye the other day and was like, oh, yeah, I guess I should start reading that. I'm trying to power through the Ted Andrews, the end of the Psychic Protection by Ted Andrews, which is very good. So I feel like I would say it seems like I read a lot, but it's like I'm reading a little bit of a lot of books right now, which is not focused. But so I'm trying to power through to get the gratification of like getting to the last page of a book. But I did get really excited because I got to this part in the Psychic Protection book by Ted Andrews last night where it was describing how to make your own shield. And it was basically, it's supposed to be kind of like a shield of armor or the shield of a medicine person or just to kind of, he breaks down the multiple different types you can make and the shapes that you can make and what they represent, and also the images and what they're associated with. But the practice is kind of like, it's supposed to, by creating your own shield for yourself, you're supposed to kind of like intuitively explore what sort of symbolism or symbols that you want to put on it. And you can draw it, or you can actually cut it out and create a physical shield. And it's supposed to be energetically empowering. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. There's this really crazy spider climbing up the screen in front of me. So I'm listening to you, and luckily nobody else can see me. I know you're
so
like,
I'm trying to
very distracting. But
I'm like trying to talk to Claire about making a freaking shield. And she's craning her head back with her phone in front of her face, trying to film a spider.
Anyway,
you can put a spider on your shield.
So yes, it's a great worker.
But if this is going to be another one of his things where it ends up like attracting people to you, I might think again.
Well, or is it this will help? I mean, what if you?
It's supposed to like energetically.
I like the whole
empower
idea that
your strengths.
Yeah, I like that he suggests using symbols because symbols are very, very powerful.
He suggested a lot of symbols that are traditionally used in many different cultures.
Like what?
But, well, I'll have to get the book. I will, 1 second. But it's right, I can see it. He also said, if you want to use your own symbolism, it's encouraged. Just make an energetic connection for yourself.
Oh,
and it's just as powerful.
You know,
like you don't need the weight of history behind it.
Right. I had been listening to some meditations by Joe Dispenza.
Oh, Joe.
Good old Joe.
He does yell at you.
He yells at you.
And you are going to...
Yes. And it's kind of jarring, and I don't love it. However, when I can get past that, the meditations I think are really amazing and strong. In some chakra meditations, he tells you to put symbols on your chakras or in your chakras, symbols that denote what you want for within that chakra. If it was second chakra and you wanted acceptance of value and what is the symbol of that? Is it a dollar
like
sign? Whatever.
Like self-acceptance is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, like,
self-acceptance
so
in the sacral?
Yes. You create your own symbol, which I thought was really cool. It was hard for me because my symbols kept changing. I'm like, it's this, it's this, it's this. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know.
He's cool. Okay. Also crazy. Anybody that can go from like a broken spine, like I think his story is he basically went from having a broken spine from a tragic car accident to manifesting total health.
Now, here's my question. How long did that take?
I think a freakishly short amount of time.
No,
I think it was
really?
like, I think in like, listen, I could be wrong. We could fact check.
We can.
Why bother? I want to say that it was like he went from accident to marathon in a year or something obscene. But it put him on this path of teaching people how powerful our minds are, which, you know, you're working on.
Yes.
Undoing some MS. But I got to talk about this really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Pam Grout in her book EQ'd, which I've already brought up, she tells this story about Joe Dispenza's daughter and a manifestation that she creates. I think she was like a teenager and she calls her dad and she's like, okay, I just manifested this. And he's like, oh, that's great. What's next? And she says, I want to have an all expenses paid shopping spree. And instead of laughing or saying good luck, he says, all right, well, get to work. You know what to do. Meditate and experience it as if it's happened and fill yourself with joy, yada, yada. And in a freakishly short amount of time, she calls him and says that she did, in fact, get her shopping spree. And the story was that she was like in a boutique with her girlfriend, 2 teenage girls. A man approaches and says to her friend, your father did me this amazing favor in business, and I've been trying to figure out a way to repay him. Take my credit card for the day. Both of you do whatever you want with it.
What?
And so, I mean, she opened up an unfathomable energetic pathway.
That's
I mean, that
bonkers.
It was insane. And like, you know how you're like, well, you can't manifest a winning lottery ticket, but you can, you know, whatever. It's like, oh, shit, maybe you can if you're good at it. Maybe it's like you got to be related to Joe Dispenza, but
I don't think so. I think you just have to really believe it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think if you're raised by someone, that's why I think our kids are lucky that are getting exposed to stuff like this super early. They just have the expectation that, yeah, my mind is powerful.
Yeah, that's cool. And I was never shown that.
No. I mean, my mom did a little bit for me, which was really the only reason why I am where I am. I am what I am. But yeah, she just had this little seed of like, our minds are magical. Mm. It wasn't nearly as overt as what my kids get exposed to. So they'll be flying soon.
Totally, they will.
But so I picked up the book.
Okay.
So the benefits of this exercise of making your sacred power shield are protection, healing, activation of creative life force, and strength and balance. I kind of see it like, I already know one of the sort of symbols that I'm going to put on there. And it has to do with energy running through my heart chakra and coming out of my hands. So
which I have to say really quickly, just that symbol, which I imagine being a very wide lowercase m.
Uh-huh.
It looks also like a bird.
There will be a bird on it too. But yeah, that is interesting.
I think it's cute.
Yeah, and Claire's mentioning that because like bird imagery is kind of like a
constantly showing
thing
up
for me. Yeah, like I always see hawks that really pinnacle times. But Ted writes a ton and has a lot of books about like animal symbology and finding your animal totem and yada yada. But anyway, so
that's awesome.
Here's some examples. The Native American and shamanic shield symbols use directions. For example, like the Sioux tradition is east. The symbols would be wind, wolf, red hawk, color red, south, fire, buffalo, bear, color yellow, west, water, thunderbird, black, horse, black, north, earth, eagle, snowy owl, white. And then there's a little column for the shapes and their significance. Circle equals wholeness, complete, circle of life, calmness. Square equals balance, solidness, the 4 elements, stability, triangle, diamond, crescent, yada, yada. So it's all really interesting. And that's I think awesome. Mostly it's cool. I think mostly I'm going to make up my imagery and give it its power through my mind. And I think whatever intention I have for it is going to empower where I want to grow.
I think you should create them with the boys.
Fine.
I know, but I think that they would really enjoy it.
No, you're right. I'm just kidding when I say fine. But yes, I think that's a great idea. We're going to make power shields. I guarantee that Sai will put a basketball on his, and that's cool. I swear, if anyone's going to manifest anything, this kid will be in the NBA. It is unreal.
He'll be tall enough.
Yeah, I hope so. But I mean, like, the single-mindedness of it is, like, wild. It's cool. It's insane to see a 9-year-old so passionate about something that we had nothing to do with. Mm-hmm. I was definitely not like...
Sports are awesome.
I mean, sports are awesome.
Sports are awesome, but you don't especially focus on them.
Just emotionally, just as a distraction in these weird times from screens and social freaky stuff.
Yeah. Seeing teamwork is also really awesome.
Yeah.
In my mind. I mean, like, I love watching football. Basketball, yeah, I do. I totally do. I think it's a profound feat. Not the slamming into each other, but the physics of the quarterback knowing exactly where that guy over there is going to end up. And he knows exactly how hard and fast to throw it and in the direction so that the two meet. And it's crazy to me. I think it's amazing.
That is really funny.
I know. I do. I love football. I hate the Bears, though. Sorry, everyone. I hate them.
I don't think you're going to lose any audience members from hating a sports team. So I think we're chill.
Yeah.
I don't love watching sports. Soccer's kind of fun. Going to basketball games, I don't know if it's just in Chicago, but it's super fun.
Oh, man. I feel like we're really getting off topic. But
why the need to control
the flow,
the conversation?
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have subjects.
No, it's so true.
What would be the topic that we're getting off of?
I don't know. Well, we started talking about power shields, and then we started talking about Psy, and then so that brought to sports, and now we're talking about how sports live might be cool. But basketball live is cuckoo pants because when they break, which is constantly, they do a bunch of games, and it really weirds me out.
Why? It's fun.
It feels like being at an arcade.
Yeah, it feels like it's a show. I think that's why I like it, because I don't really pay attention to this basketball. This is like all the other stuff. Like they'll always have, I think there's one called there's a dance squad of grandmas.
Oh, cute.
And any performance of like a super young or super old person or anyone really will make me cry. I don't know. I just like it. I'm moved by live performance.
I do want to start working with more goddess energy. And I have been working on stepping into my highest power, I guess I'll call it that. And that feels like goddess energy. Like when I imagine it, I'm incredibly visual when I meditate and work on things.
Yeah.
And so when I have to step into that space, it's like I'm imagining, or what shows up is basically what looks like some kind of goddess or high priestess. And light is coming out of her. She's got this big crown. And I move into it and pull it into me. And I can like literally feel it like ripple through me. It's really amazing. And then it makes me like stand or, like sit taller. And then at that point, I just am like, okay, I am at my most badass self right now. Let's go.
Wow.
And it's one of those things I was thinking about, how I get so sheepish talking about things, and I'll downplay, and you get really annoyed with me when I downplay.
Yeah.
And so Patty and I were actually talking about it, and she was like, you need to step into this space and bring it into you so you can own your magnanimousness. And so I've been working on doing that. I did not do that last week when we did the recording, which I should have. So that actually has been feeling really good. And I think one of the hard things sometimes for us, particularly women, is to step into our power historically. And when I say historically, I mean even today. We are told we're being egoic and bossy, and it's bad news. That we're not supposed to be powerful. We're not supposed to be strong. And when I say powerful, I don't mean dominant over anyone else. I mean internal personal power. And so I think it's really uncomfortable for a lot of us. And so it's felt very, very good for me to do that. It's felt really necessary to acknowledge my own strength and my really pretty intense capabilities. I am recognizing, as you and I have been working on this and working with Patty and just exploring more, I'm insanely good at being weird, psychic, strong things. Like it's crazy. I have recently started doing healing work on myself, and
we're gonna cry. Yes, we've got tears, psychics. Let's go. Let it rip.
But like, it's so dope.
Hell yes.
I haven't fallen in like 2 weeks, and that's crazy. I slip and fall. Like I'll get really weak, and I'll just try and transfer. And I mean, one of our first episodes, we talked about me having to sleep on the floor. And it's just, like I didn't really think about it until the other day. I was like, wait a minute. I moved a bunch of stuff around in my room, and I have a bookshelf somewhere. Anyway, the way that I used to prop myself up had to do with the furniture that was there. The chair was there, blah, blah, blah. Well, since we've moved all of that, because when we moved it, I was like, oh, I wonder how I'm going to get up with this new setup. I haven't had to use it. And I'm knocking on wood, because tomorrow it's going to be like, ha. No.
Come on. It's not. This is incredible.
No, it's incredible.
Working.
It is. And I have been
very moving
working on my chakras in the sense of, so my first and second chakra are pretty weak. And I have
What do you mean when you say that?
They don't have a ton of energy in them. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that like I kind of ignore myself under my waist. Yeah. Because my legs aren't, haven't been working very well. And so I ignore that. And so then I think because of that, because I just sort of like, I'm like, well, I'm just not paying attention to that.
Totally.
You know, it means I'm not bringing energy into it. And so, and I have so much energy in my third eye and crown.
Mm-hmm.
And so Patty suggested I start bringing energy, allowing the energy to flow back into the second and first chakra. And I am very good at being able to use imagery, picture it, and have it become very real, and to just feel it while it's happening. And so like I saw my third chakra just start drip, 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 dripping in this like amazing gold energy into my second chakra. And as that was happening, it all of a sudden like revved. After 10 minutes of it, it went, it was like, brrr, and then it just started like humming. And I'm like, oh my God, I just turned that back on. That's amazing.
You turned on your sacral chakra. Oh my God, that's incredible.
Totally. And so then, so between that and then we're such funny humans. I mean, we're such funny. Humans are so funny. We stop ourselves from being as strong as we are all the time.
Yeah.
I have known for quite a long time. Well, I will say two things to myself randomly. I'll often say like, God, I wish I had me as a healer. Because I can sit there and people are all fucked up, like walking hurt and crazy. And I put them on the table and boing, 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 boing. And they get up and they're like, holy shit, this is amazing. Yeah. And I'm like, great. Why? And so there's that part. And then the second thing is I also have firm awareness that I can heal myself. I absolutely know that I have that power to heal myself.
Yeah, you have yourself as a healer, dude.
1,000,000%. I know. And it's so funny that I have these two things going on in my brain or, in my mind. But then when it comes to actually doing, it gets very scary of well, you might be wrong. You might be a liar. And so the other day, and it's I've been doing it and I've been working on it and it's been pretty awesome. It feels pretty incredible. I basically am creating a hologram of myself, which is how I do distant healing. I decided to just make myself my own client. And I create a hologram of me and then start working on me. And the tricky thing is when I'll feel it inside of my own body transform as I'm actually doing it. But I have figured out how to step out of my body enough so that I don't immediately go and look at my leg and be like, what are you doing? Which is hard. And then I'm taking that hologram after it's completed and I'm bringing it into my body and energy field. I'm marrying the two.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. When my preliminary stages of self chakra healing stuff, I'm either envisioning a separate body in front of me as mine, or I'm kind of it's this weird sense that I'm just in my active body, I peel off a part of me and I'm inside a chakra. But I never thought about inserting the energy body into the body when I'm done.
Yeah, it feels correct.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm so freaking proud of you for just saying something assertively that you're capable of, for one. Yeah, it's nice to hear. But it's weird because I know that you know how powerful you are. It's the average person doesn't have to accept that in front of an audience of relative strangers. So it's a new way to come into your power, to be hello.
I am.
With headphones on.
It feels, for my own healing, obviously, it feels incredibly important that I acknowledge.
Yes.
So I'm doing it publicly.
It's huge. It gives it more power because everyone that's listening is I guarantee, fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy, I mean, I just got chills thinking about the collective energy of this, I know, innately beautiful audience.
Absolutely.
Every hair on my body is standing up.
Yeah. Yeah, the connection between all of us. And really, this is one of those things where I was like, oh, if we all sit here for a second and send love to each other.
Yeah.
You don't have to know where it's going, but we're all going to feel it. So I'm going to send love to everyone that's listening.
Me too.
And I hope you have a beautiful day, even if it's hard.
All right. That's
so
lovely.
On that note.
Anyway, back to rectal entities.
Back to basketball.
Ooh.
Well, so there. Well, I feel tapped out now.
That's great. We cry now.
We cry now.
Welcome to Getting Psychic. We cry now.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Next week. So there. So I'm going to continue that journey.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I know.
Okay, so I kind of want to for support for everyone else, because I feel like we've been touching on this a lot. Let me reiterate: chakras are real.
Chakras are real. It's crazy. I never thought so. And then when I started doing meditations, I was like, oh shit, those are spaces.
Yeah,
totally real.
So once you know they're real, please follow along with us and join in the experimentation of visualization using them, because it is powerful as shit.
Yeah. The first book that I read about chakras that I really loved was Carolyn Myss, Myss, Anatomy of the Spirit. I have bought this book and given it away so many times.
Really?
It's beautiful. It was the first one that made me be like, oh.
Really? Okay.
It's an incredible book. So
how is it different than Wheels of Life? 300,000 copies sold.
I mean, it's Carolyn Myss. I mean, you read her and listened to her. It's just a totally different energy.
Yeah, she's like the intense energy.
Yeah, but it's beautiful intense.
And if you don't believe in chakras, she's like, you're full of shit.
Right. You know what your problem is? You're stupid.
I'm right and you're wrong, okay?
Chakras.
This is Caroline. Get used to it.
Get used to it. Perfect. We now have a new t-shirt. Chakras.
Oh, yes.
Real. Get used to it.
The t-shirt and hat collection that we're amassing. Stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There will be a web shop. Okay. Speaking of web shops, how can people find you, Clarence, if they want to get energy work from such a powerful beast?
ClaireMooneyHealth.com. CLAIREMOONEY Health.
Perfect. That's where I booked the appointment that led to this.
So true.
So weird. Okay. I guess I'll share where people can find me now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I started going into my own brain weird brain
you
places.
Looked off. You were like,
like,
what were you thinking just now?
I don't even know. I was thinking about the layout of my website and things I want to change. Anyway, but okay, let me do this.
My God.
Okay, so Suki, where do you work? What are you working on? Where can people find you?
Well, Sparrow Salon is sparrowhair.com if you live in Chicago and have hair that you want cut. No, the people that work.
It's a very incredible salon. It's where I go. And I don't even see Suki.
No, it's so awkward. Just kidding. No, I don't do hair anymore, so that would be why.
But it is an incredible salon.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And everyone who works there is just amazing. For real.
Totally.
Like, it took 14 years, but we got it right. And everyone who works there is an angel from God.
I mean, it's true. You have totally curated the staff beautifully.
Yeah, and they're just good people. So
yeah,
we learned how to
pick.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or
anyway.
Call in. Yeah. Call in the right
And
people.
then my passion project, Sparrow for Everyone, you can find that at S4E hair.com or sparrowforeveryone.com. That's where you can find the hair cream, the most versatile hairstyling product known to man that I developed because I just got super sick working in that industry and being overexposed to chemicals and synthetic fragrance, my enemy. So I made sure that...
So this is a post-wash cream.
It's a styling product.
And it's all organic, natural, low scent.
It's all natural, but
I guess organic is weird and hard. Yeah.
The formulation is special because it's clinically tested to be safe for people with sensitive skin. Because if you roll around on your pillow all night with styling products, like, you know where they're gonna end up. And
I never even thought about that.
Yeah, it's weird. And synthetic fragrance is the first thing. I'm such a crusader. I'm gonna go on.
Do it.
I'm gonna go off. No, but synthetic fragrance is the first thing that when you're having like skin issues, your dermatologist will remove from your regimen. Mm-hmm. Yet we put a new veil of perfume on with every styling product we use. And it is making people in my industry so sick. Headaches, the rashes, the brain fog. God. Synthetic fragrance is my vowed enemy. And it's so bad for you. And I don't know, it's weird because I can look at it like unfortunate, but it's almost a gift because after overexposure, I cannot be around synthetic fragrance. It's gotten to the point where I'm so sensitive that, I carry masks around to get in Ubers, not even because of COVID anymore, because of the black ice, the tree. And it's always like Russian roulette. Scent. Like, is it going to have 7 air fresheners? Am I going to need to want to throw up after this ride? But anyway, so that's the deal with that. And I'm super stoked because I just before this call, I got off of a Zoom with my chemist. She's a badass. And I've been working on developing this product I've been trying to get someone to make it for 4 years. And I think we're really close. And it's a completely plastic-free styling product. It's going to be in a paper tube. Well, it's anhydrous, so we can pull it off in a paper tube. And I can't freaking wait because it's truly an actual innovation. And I, in my whole career, have never had access to a plastic-free.
That's incredible.
Completely plastic-free.
I was taking a shower. I do that. And I was looking at all of the plastic bottles and I'm like,
yeah, dude,
that sucks. And, there's a water that you can, buy at the store, Smart Water, blah, blah, blah. That's called Flow. That is in a milk carton, basically. Yeah. And so it is recyclable way more than the plastic is. And I was just thinking, I was like, why aren't hair products put in basically what you're doing? And
that's complicated because actually a hydrous formula or water needs to have a plastic lining. Those cartons aren't plastic free.
Oh, I thought they had an aluminum. Well, I suppose aluminum wouldn't be good for you either, but I thought it was, I don't know.
Yeah, it's silver, but I do think that it's plastic. But yeah, it's so complex, trying to get outside of the world of plastic. For example, compostable things.
Right.
I had this talk with this manufacturer dude that was like, it is so complicated because our recycling infrastructure is one thing. I always want to follow a recycling truck and see where it goes. Is it made up? Is recycling made up? To a degree, I think it is.
Yeah,
and if you put an oily pizza box in the recycling, party's over. The whole batch is ruined. So putting things that are, yes, lower plastic, like for example, people put compostable cups are a very cool thing, but if they're not going into the compost, they're ruining, like if you're putting them in a recycling bin, which is very common, they're not recyclable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Also,
it's all so daunting and overwhelming to exist right now and want to like be kind to the world.
To do better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was
so
saying
hard.
the other day, like we compost our brains out at my house. Seeing the food waste that I spent years just throwing in the trash is like very disturbing.
Agreed.
But wait, I want to get back on track. But like being someone that's trying to do something different in my industry, and I'm also one individual and I'm a woman, and it's crazy how it's always the tiny companies that are like, I want to use an aluminum container and a post-consumer plastic lid for this product. It's me, one human being trying to do this, and it's always the little guys. Whereas the freaking huge ass haircare companies that actually have the money and the leverage to
change something
are not making that choice because the bottom line would have to be adjusted. Mm-hmm. It's intense. It's a bummer, but it's like, I'm not going to do it any other way. I'm not trying to bring new plastic into the world just so that I can, like, if this product line isn't changing things, then there's no point.
Right.
I'm not in it for like, just to have a product line.
No, the whole thing has to feel whole.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm stoked because
the
hair cream needs a sibling. If you have questions for us or comments or want to talk about psychic shit, tell your stories, you can write to us at info@gettingpsychic.com. Duh. Never mentioned that before.
Well, you know.
Wait, did I go off the rails and not follow through on my thought process?
I don't think so.
I think we covered it, right?
No, we were talking about the websites, and you were talking about Sparrow for Everyone.
Okay, so we got Getting Psychic, we got Sparrow for Everyone, we got Claire Mooney Health. Mm-hmm. What's your company called? Is it Claire Mooney Health?
Yeah.
Or Magnolia?
Magnolia House is the space.
Okay, got it. But now the space is the universe.
What?
Right. So now that you just do distance work, the space
I don't just do distance work, but I am trying really hard to. It's one of those things, like I just did a couple sessions yesterday, and I was sitting there working on them, and I was like, this is crazy how much more powerful it is when it's distant. It's markedly. And part of me actually was like, get your hands off the body, go to the other side of the room, and do it from there.
Oh, I love it. That's so exciting. Really quick, let's talk about what happened when you did distance work for me. We were on the phone and you did a session.
Yes.
And it was very amazing because like I didn't have to feel like I was just sitting there alone waiting for something to happen and not feeling anything. There was something about being on the phone with you that I really loved. You were just grunting. No, I'm kidding. You're like, But one part, I don't know if you remember this, but one part, you were being kind of instructed to do certain things. And one part that made me cry was when you told me that my monk basically had you pet my hair. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was sweet. Wait, but I want you to tell our audience, why did you want a session?
I don't remember. I was having a hard time.
You were having terrible PMS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because 15 minutes later, you texted me, you're like, I just got my period.
Oh, yeah.
That's the part that I'm like, yes.
Right. You were like, you moved energy and made me get my period instantaneously. That was really weird.
Because you were in a terrible mood. You just felt bad about everything. You were having...
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the day that I was like, my uterus was my brain.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So I made your uterus bleed.
Thank you, Claire.
Yeah. But so that point of your monk showing up, that was very sweet. You had me petting
Okay,
you.
could you just tell me quickly, explain to me what that was like for you? Because someday I'm going to be able to access other people's guides.
Yes.
I'm just curious about when you were like, oh, he's here. This is so sweet. He had me pet your hair. Can you explain that?
So what it looked like to me, because it's all in my mind's eye.
You just went cross-eyed when you said that.
Well, when I think about it now, it almost seemed like we were in a very white room. And I actually kind of saw him petting your head as like I was doing it. And I'm like, oh, this is him making me do this.
Love that guy. That's so nice.
It was so nurturing. It was so lovely.
Oh my God. Yeah. So cute. Okay. All right. Well, we've done it again, Claire.
Crying.
We're really killing it.
Crying.
No, I just mean great conversation.
Oh yeah. Well, duh. Crying. Okay, cool. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening, and see you next week.
Yeah. Don't forget to do your homework. Chakras are real, and do some visual meditations with them.
If you want to.
I mean, no, you must turn in your assignment by next Tuesday.
God, I am absolutely not making anyone do homework, ever. All right, Sook.
All right, kid.
Love ya.
See you later. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's weird conversation as much as we did. Be sure to subscribe or follow us wherever you get your podcasts. If you liked today's episode, please consider leaving us a review to help others discover our podcast and join our club.